is simple. Okay. Right. Next, it is a modern programming language. Right. How many of us would want a new car? A modern car. A 2020 model, a 2022 model. It's better than a 2000 model, isn't it? So it's one of those modern programming languages, right? You can't compare it to C or C++ or COBOL or Fortran. It's one of those trendy programming languages, right? Again, it is object-oriented. By object-oriented, in simple terms, we are trying to say it relates to how we operate in the world. Right? In the world, we've got what we call objects. And these objects are myself, I'm an object, and you are also an object. The vehicle that you drive is an object. The computer that you are using to view this tutorial or the phone, it's an object. You are sitting on a chair, it's an object. Right? Maybe you are sitting on a desk, it's an object. Your wife is an object. Your children are objects. In the world, we talk in object terms, right? Everything is an object, right? So these objects, they've got what we call classes, right? By that, I'm trying to say, for example, myself, I come from the class of males, all right? I saw most of you guys here, you are males, isn't it so? We come from the class of males, but we are independent objects, right? So we can just say this thing that we call an object, a good definition of an object is it is an instance of a class, right? An object is an instance of a class. It's an instance of a class, right? And when we talk of a class, we say it is a blueprint of an object, right? So a class, the definition, it is a blueprint or a plan of an object, right? Whereas an object is an instance of a class. I hope you wrote that down, right? By that, what we are trying to say is this. It's like if you want to build a house, right? You just don't build a house, you have to construct a plan. Guys, once you know, can you switch off your video and your audio? Can you switch off your video and your audio, please? Gerald Munumumwe, can you switch off your video, please? Can you switch off your video? Gerald. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Right? So, if you want to build a house, we are saying it needs to have a plan.
What is that? Is there, but we also need to be smart.
Guys, we need Gerald, can you switch off your audio and your video? You are disturbing the lecture. Gerald, yes, thank you. Right, so I'm saying if you want to build a house, right, you need a plan, isn't it so? Right, you need a plan. And that plan is a proto. Guys. Guys, when you switch your videos and your videos.
Dr. So, depending on the I don't want to topic the hour about it English, you don't get grooming or something.
All right. Fine. So I was saying you need a plan, isn't it so? Before you construct a house. That plan, we can equate it to what we call a class. Okay? And the object now is the actual physical house that you build. Right? Plan this is our class. We are saying this house is supposed to have 3 bedrooms, and of those 3 bedrooms, 2 must have an ensuite, must have a lounge, must have a dining, and 1 garage, or something like that. It's a plan. It's a blueprint of what we are trying to produce. Then the actual thing that we produce from the plan now, that's the thing that we call an object, right? So we come from the class of males, but we are instances of the class male. We are specific objects now, right? Whether you are male or female, we are objects that emanate again from a class which is called human being. Okay, I hope that part is clear. Did you understand the distinction between an object and a class? You did?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Right? Another feature of C#, it must be type safe, right? C# type safe code can only access the memory locations it has permission to execute. So we are saying your code will be stored in memory locations, and code cannot bypass or go to other memory locations it wasn't granted permission. In other words, when we talk of type safing, we are saying it's a feature of security, right? So C# offers better security than other primitive programming languages that we had before the advent of C#, right? Another feature is interoperability, right? By this, we are saying C# programs can do almost anything that any native C++ application can do, right? I'm trying to say all those older programming languages like C or C#, or Fortran, whatever it was able to do, C# again is also able to do, and even more than what those predecessor programming languages were actually able to do. Another feature of C# is that it is scalable and updatable, right? By scalable, we are trying to say you can increase your code, you can increase your program, whichever way you want. It is able to accommodate expansion, and you're actually able to update, okay, your code, right? So for updating our applications, we can delete old files and update them with new ones, right? So if it is scalable, if I'm programming, a software to be used maybe by 10 users in an organization, if that organization manages to expand to 1,000 people, it is scalable, it is able to accommodate everyone. Hence, it is one of the good features of C#, right? It is a component-oriented language, right? It is a structured programming language. It has got a rich library, and it has got fast speed, right? So you should just appreciate these features of C#. You must appreciate the the features of C#. Did you understand that part, guys, before I move on?
Yes.
Okay, that's all right. All right, so remember I said C#, it works under the .NET framework, okay? It works under the .NET framework, right? So you guys, we are supposed to appreciate what this .NET is. I'll discuss it in a couple of minutes from now, right? So C# can be used to develop mobile applications, right? The same way you can use, Java to develop mobile applications, right? You can create desktop applications. You can create web applications. You can create web services. You can create websites, games, you name it, anything that you want. C# is actually able to create all these. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why C# is the #1 competitor to the giant Java. Okay, this is the #1 competitor to Java, and it's not surprising that maybe in the coming year or so, C# will be the preferred language over Java. Right? Why? It is free, isn't it so? Right, so it's gaining fast traction over its competitor Java. Right. So I said you should appreciate what we call the .NET